Today I'm supposed to be doing a review on the Dnsys Exoskeleton, a system that is designed to help you walk, hike, run more efficiently, faster, or to be used as a training exercise as well. Now, when I was first approached by the company quite a long time ago, I wrote it off as a bit of a gimmick. But after watching a few videos online, in particular Stephen J. Reed, it really sort of showed the benefits that me as an older hiker with dodgy knees could get from it. And it wasn't just a gimmick and it's not going to make you jump over buildings in a single leap. And I thought, well, you know what, I'll try it out. So basically it works like an e-bike. You know, you ride a bike normally and maybe you struggle with health and fitness and you can't ride that far, or when you get to a hill you struggle, and the e-bike simply gives a bit of assistance to help you pedal and get you up that hill. That's essentially how these things work. Now, we don't think twice about spending £1,000 on an e-bike, and this exoskeleton is pretty much the same price. However, there are some deals to be had at the moment. But I was looking forward to doing a 3-mile hike in, 3-mile hike out using this system. The hike that I'm taking is long, slow, gradual hills over some tors, some flat ground, downhill, uphill, bit of everything. And I tend to struggle with my knees. So I've had three knee operations now, and I struggle with the hills. And it's not a fitness thing as such, but it does make me struggle and I get in a lot of pain. So the next day I ache quite a bit with my knees. And it's one of those things, it's a bit of a vicious cycle. To help my knees, I need to train my quads to give more strength. So there's not as much pressure on my knees. But to train your quads, you're stressing out your knees to do that, whether that's squats or leg thrusts, whatever it may be. So it is a bit of a vicious cycle and I find it difficult. My knees have always been a problem, and this I thought would be a great help for me personally, as well as having some other added benefits for other people. Now, you can cater this system to have different levels settings. So if you're just walking on a flat, you can have no assistance, or you can have it on one level. And as you start to go up a gradient, you can switch that level higher and higher to give you more assistance going up a hill. But it also has a resistance mode, so a bit like training. So you get guys who play rugby, they have the old bags tied behind them, they're running against it to help strengthen their legs and give them more power. Or swimming, you know, swimming against the current, or actually doing exercise in the sea, running in the sea to help your legs because of that resistance against your legs, helping to build strength. This does the same thing, so you can turn it on a negative so that it actually gives you resistance rather than assistance. So it can help as part of a training system as well, if that's your kind of thing. And it has been proven as well to boost athletes' performance. So one of the things on Stephen's video was around the comfort and wearing it and using it. And he tried it on with a few different backpacks, but not a very large one. And he said the only possible problem would be wearing it with a 70, 80 litre backpack. Now, I've got a 45 litre backpack, and at the end of the day, the hip belts are on your hips. This system needs to be on your hips and solidly tight on your hips to give that pressure down to your thighs while you're walking, with the assistance to lift it as well. So although he showed it as working okay, in real life with a backpack full of gear, I've probably got 10 kilos on me here in a 45 litre backpack. I put it on at my car, it seemed comfortable, seemed to be okay. My backpack was sort of sitting on the belt, it won't go around it, no two ways about it. So my theory was that this exoskeleton would sit on my hips, the backpack would sort of sit on top of it, and it would all work together. And this exoskeleton system is apparently equivalent to relieving about 38 kilos of weight off your back or off your body while you're walking. So that's the level of assistance it got. However, I've tried this at home, just wearing it on its own, walking around the house, going upstairs, and you can feel it. You can really feel the sort of push on your legs. It helps to push your legs down as you're stepping up. So it does give a fair bit of assistance. I've no doubt that it will work for a lot of people. But in reality, for hiking with a backpack on, I put it on, I walked maybe 200 yards, and it just doesn't work. It's being pushed off my hips by my bag. The Velcro waistband, I don't find it strong enough. I tighten it up as much as I possibly can, and it's come loose a couple of times, but I think that's possibly my bag pushing down on the actual exoskeleton belt system, and it just wasn't working. It was causing more of a hindrance than a help. So, sorry Dnsys, this is not really going to be a review of your product. I will put a link in the description below for Stephen Reed's video, which is very good and very informative. And it does seem like a good bit of equipment, and I was hoping it'd be really, really good for me and help me on long hikes with my dodgy knees. It helps your hips as well, but it's not for me. So basically I walked 200 yards back to my car, chucked in the boot of the car, I'm heading out at the moment across Dartmoor. I have got a couple of very interesting bits of equipment to show you tonight. I've got another tent coming next week, and mine didn't turn up in time for this camp, which I think a lot of people are going to really like. It's a bit different. Well, it's not different, it's very similar to certain tents, but considerably cheaper. And you know I like cheaper. If you're interested in cooking, got a really clever little design from Fire Maple that's I don't think it's out yet. It's coming out. They've sent me a little prototype, or at least a current version of it, just to try out. But it looks really good. Again, it's sort of thinking outside the box for people who have issues when cooking on camps. And yeah, I've also got a really cool little everyday carry torch, tactical one, to show you later on tonight. It's supposed to be very clear this evening. The weather is beautiful. I haven't got to worry about doing a review on an exoskeleton now, which makes life a little bit easier. I had visions of doing impressions of Robocop, you know, thank you for not smoking. But hey ho, things change. I'm not going to give it a bad review because I don't think it's a bad product. It just doesn't suit hiking with a big backpack and while camping. So for a change, I'm at camp really early because I've not been doing all the videoing for the Dnsys Exoskeleton, and this is one of the quietest I think I've ever seen Dartmoor. It's stunning weather, it's clear, it's dead quiet. It is ASMR. Dead quiet. So yeah, it's quite nice just to actually chill out. Annoyingly, I haven't got a beer. I didn't think it was going to be this warm. I didn't bring a beer with me. I've got a little Jack Daniels. I can't find my flask, but I've got a Jack Daniels Gentleman Jack bomb. It's a bit warm to be cracking that open at the moment, but yeah, it's just nice to sit here and chill out. So a lot of the time when people are camping, obviously when you're cooking, you might be sitting on a chair or a rock similar to this, and your cook sets down really low. Well, Fire Maple have brought out a little kit that is really pretty cool. It comes in a tiny little pack. Just consists of a few little legs, a couple of extensions for using a pan on, and it attaches to your cook system and your stove. They've also sent me a new stove as well, which has got a wind deflector on it, so it's very sort of similar to the wind burner type stoves. But basically, you've got these legs, you attach them together, 3 on each side, or you can use 2, make it different heights. Bottom one has a little rubber foot on it. Luckily I'll say how quiet it was, and 2 people have pitched up about 50 feet away from me. So yeah, these 3 attach together like so, and then these connect into the bottom of this sort of tripod section. It's called the Ore stove stand, and it's not that heavy, but it's a really clever, innovative little design to help you if you sit, maybe if you're bushcraft camping, sitting in a chair, or you've got a chair with you on a wild camp. So there's 2 people pitched up to my right, and another 2. Looks like they're going to pitch up right in front of me. Party tonight. So basically this is the new stove that they brought out, which has got a piezo igniter on it. It folds out and works with the G2 and G3 pots. So it fits in the base like so, and it's also got, as I say, a wind protector on the top here. This then slots in around here, and you tighten this up, clamp it on, then you got a stand. Suddenly your cooking station is that much higher and nearer and easier for you to be able to cook on. Now, in addition to the this stove stand itself, you also have these little, these are a bit hard to get in, they've got rubber grommets on them. Basically these attach in to the legs, like so, and then you've got a larger pot stand, so you can put a frying pan on here that's maybe way too big for your tiny little stove in comparison. Clever little idea. Not easy to get in and out there. Now, I can't remember the weight of this pack, but I always tend to use my own weights, so I will weigh this and I'll put it on the screen here. But yeah, for a tiny little pack size, it's a clever little idea. Fire Maple, I'll put a link in the description yellow. So another little toy I'm going to be testing out tonight is the Claris Flat Tack X1. It's a little EDC torch. It also comes with an option of like a ring finger, so you can hold it like a weapon. And basically the reason for that is on the bottom here, there's these carbide tips. It's designed for smashing windows. Obviously you're not going to go around breaking windows with it, but if you're trapped inside a car, needed to get out, or just wanted to break someone's window, you can do that. But yeah, 4,200 lumens. It's got various different light configurations. Really bright, really good little torch. I'll test it out when it's dark. Piss off those people next door to me. Could you be any closer? Cheers. It's getting chilly now, so it warrants a bit of gentleman jack. I can't believe he's gone from being so quiet to being so busy up here. Apparently these two guys got another person coming up to meet them, so there'll be 3 campers right next door to me. There's only 365 square miles on Dartmoor, but you know. So this is the Torch gas stove, which is a new one from Fire Maple. There's about half a litre in there. Let's see how long it takes. So it's about 2.5 minutes, probably longer than I think the other stoves that I have from Fire Maple, but it's done the job. I know I've gone totally overkill tonight with my heavy duty 4-season tent, and it's some of the nicest weather I think I've had in a long time on Dartmoor. And I've even gone and brought a hot water bottle. I was freezing earlier on today, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to be warm tonight, so I brought my little hot water bottle, keep my tootsies warm. Absolutely stunning evening with those guys in the way of my sunset. So basically with this torch, I'll just show you the controls of it. It's locked out now, as you can see. If you triple click the red button here, it says unlock. And then if you press it once, it goes to moonlight mode. So if you want to just turn it on very light, you know, it's dimmest setting, moonlight mode, double click it, and it goes to turbo. And that goes on for 15 seconds. So it will drop down from 4,200, I think, to 2,200 on the lumens after 15 seconds. No, drops down to moonlight. The other button here, if you press that, it tells you the battery. Double press it, it goes to 2,200 lumens, and then drops down to 1,200, and I think 200, and then 65, I think it is. I can't remember now. Can't see it on the screen. So the big button goes to the high power straight away, or the highest level. And a lot of people complain saying they don't like when you first turn on a torch to be on its highest level. So that does mean you can just use the red button and it goes on to moonlight mode. Double click the red button. If you press and hold the red button, it does strobe. Now just to reiterate the dangers of not having a lockout function on your torch. Previous torches that I've had that haven't have gone on in the bag when they've been pushed into the bottom of my bag, so I've melted 2 holes in my down electrical bag. But also on this camp I was going to bring my Unigear Camphy P3 mat, and I got it out of the garage and a torch had obviously melted through the bag it's in and through 2 layers
of the actual mat, and that could have started a fire, or it could have just melted the mat all over the bag. So it's ruined it, which is really annoying because it's one of my favourite comfortable mats. But yeah, if you get a torch, get one with a lockout mode, and you use the lockout mode. Right, I'll just come around the back of the tool, so I'm out of the way of those guys, and I don't blind them too much. Turn my head torch off. So this is it on moonlight mode. So you can see it on the floor down there. Not very bright, obviously. I'll start off with the other torch. So the 2,200 lumens. Then it drops down and drops down and drops down to 65. So that's the highest it goes to on the larger button. And then if we go to the turbo button, there you got 4,200 lumens. That is lighting up. A long distance away. I can see probably 250 meters. As you can see, it drops down after 15 seconds, which is a bit annoying, but I suppose it's how long do you need turbo mode on. But 2,200 lumens is still plenty, and that stays on 2,200 lumens all the time. Pretty good. 4,200. Decent little torch. I'll put a link in the description as always if you want to buy it. Clara's Flat Tack. Right, I've just been chilling out in my bag for a bit. Temperature has really dropped now. It's getting very cold, so the boil some water for my little Tootsie warmer and get some sleep, hopefully. Anyway, if nothing else happens, I'll see you guys in the morning. My neighbours are still asleep. It's 7 o'clock. Beautiful day. Sunrise is coming up, really nice. But I had my first coffee. Didn't have too bad a sleep last night. It's quite frosty. Temperature dropped last night. Got down to below zero. My hot water bowl, that was luxurious. Worked a treat. I just had it clamped between my feet. Lovely warm feet for a change. That was nice. Right, so it wasn't quite the video that I had planned for you guys, so apologies about that. The test of the Dnsys Exoskeleton didn't really come to fruition. I may try it out on a hike on its own, so without using a large backpack, but I think for day hikers, people training exercise, or those who just like to go on hikes and maybe have some mobility issues, dodgy knees like me or hips, it'd probably work really, really well for. But anyway, didn't happen. Doesn't work with the backpack, so don't buy one if you think you're going to use it the way I thought I was going to use it. Anyway, I've got a lovely camp in, beautiful sunset, lovely sunrise, great weather. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, as always, hit a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next one.